Have you seen the movie Fix-It Felix? Do you feel like maybe you are Fix-It Felix or Fix-It Felicia? I'm jumping on today to talk about the idea of whether or not you feel like you are the type of person that always is anticipating something going wrong and jumping in and fixing it. Maybe it's because I've been a pediatric nurse for over 25 years. I'm the firstborn, the only daughter. I have two younger brothers. Started babysitting when I was like 12 years old, and am now at a point in my life where I feel like the nurse in me is just me. And I am always looking for something to happen, and I want to jump in and help before things get really bad. So if this sounds like you, stick around. This video is for you. So recently, there has been some stuff going on for me in my work life, and I was talking with my husband recently about the situation to have him as a sounding board and to give me some advice. And he brought up the fact that I'm like a fix-it Felix, and I am always feeling like I need to be one step ahead of everyone and what's happening so that things don't go awry. Now, yes, as a nurse, when I'm at work, clocked in, taking care of my patients, that's my job. We are taught and conditioned to watch for the trends. Is our patient's blood pressure going down? Is their temperature slowly rising, right? And we're waiting, we're anticipating something happening, and we're there to fix it. But the problem that I find with this is that that bleeds into all the other areas of our life. Because I don't know about you, if you're a nurse or healthcare provider, but I have not found that switch where I can just turn off being a nurse. So it's me 24/7, 365. The problem is that then maybe when you're just at home or having company over or even on vacation, you feel like you can't fully relax. And when I posted this idea to my Facebook group the other day, which is mostly nurses, healthcare providers, women caregivers, you don't have to be a nurse to be in the group. One of my coworkers from when I worked in the peds emergency room, she wrote that even on her days off, she feels like she's living in this state of just waiting for things to happen. And if you think about it physically, it kind of feels like you're in football player mode where your shoulders are up and you're anticipating, maybe you're hunched over, maybe your heart rate is up a little bit and your cortisol levels are definitely up, your stress hormones are up, and you're just waiting for something to happen. Now, I have never liked controversy. I don't like conflict. I know it's part of life, and that is definitely something that I've worked on in my life. But my husband said, for example, when we're having a big party here and all my nephews are here and they're 9, 7, and 5, boys crazy, running around rambunctious, my husband says that I immediately try to jump in if I see that something's going to go wrong or I don't want them fighting. Obviously we don't want them getting hurt, but like even little things, if they're arguing over a toy or whatnot, my husband says, you immediately jump in and you don't let like anybody else jump in, like their parents or anybody else that's in the room or at the party to handle the situation. You want to jump in. And when you're living in that kind of state, I do agree that you're not letting yourself be fully relaxed. You're not letting yourself maybe enjoy the special moments. And when I think about my personality, I know that even on my days off, I feel like I have to do and fix things or anticipate things that are going to happen. It sounds kind of funny to say, oh, the only time I feel fully relaxed is maybe when I'm laying on the beach in Aruba and, don't have a care in the world, right? But why do I have to get on a plane and fly somewhere far away just to feel relaxed? I should be able to feel that on my days off in my home, or if I'm just having lunch with a friend or a family member, going out to dinner with a friend. And so it's a mindset shift that we have to start to retrain our brains, which is really hard, right? After 48 years of living, it's hard to just say, oh, now you're going to think like this. But I do know that when I'm crossing that line of being so worried about everyone else and what's going to happen, when I start to abandon my own self care or what I need or want, that's when you can lead yourself down the hole to burnout, depression, overwhelm, anxiety. And so it's really kind of learning, like, what tools do I have in my toolbox, or have I taught myself, or do I need to learn so that I'm not constantly stepping over this line where I feel like I need to be the one to fix everything. Now, obviously, when I'm at work, punched in as a pediatric nurse, that's my job and I'm there to do that. But when I'm at home with my husband, with family members or friends in my community, I don't I don't need to necessarily be that person that's always going to jump in. Now, obviously, yes, right? Like, if you're at a party and someone needs help as a nurse, you are that person. You run over, it's in your nature. But other things in life where maybe, you're just out shopping, having a day, having lunch with a friend, you don't need to be the one to be constantly fixing things or even responding to people that need you or have a question of you. And I think that that's probably the biggest thing, is how many times have you heard yourself say, like, well, what if I leave my phone at home? What if someone needs me? Right? I know there's a woman that I follow on social media that just went away with her family for like a week and didn't bring her phone. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, how did you survive? Right? And they just brought cameras to take pictures and all. And I'm sure somebody had a phone or there was a landline in case of emergency, but that she didn't have her phone with her. So there wasn't the desire to dive deep into the rabbit hole of social media. And you may think, what if someone needs me? They'll find you, right? This woman was with her husband and her children and some family members. So, her primary family was there with her. If someone needed her, I'm sure they would find a way to get to her. So I know that I am going to be working on this, and that's why I share these videos and my stories, because I always think that I can't be the only one out there that feels like this. Just like one of my old coworkers from the PDR commented in my Facebook group that she also feels like this, even on her days off, that she can't fully relax. And I do talk a lot about self-care. And, I always say self-care isn't just eating dark chocolate, having a glass of wine, having a spa day, even though I love all of those and I do all of those things. But true self-care comes down to things like this: learning at what point am I stepping over the line and jumping in to constantly fix everything, and when am I starting to abandon my own needs and wants and desires? True self care is like getting a good night's sleep, not staying up late scrolling, nourishing your body with good food, nourishing your mind and your soul with goodness, right? Whether it's what you're reading, what you're listening to, the people you're surrounding yourself with. And so I would love to know your thoughts here. I will drop the link below to my Facebook group. You don't have to be a nurse to join. And also, I'll drop the link to my website where you can go over and join my email list. I send out an email every Sunday morning with a little motivation, inspiration, and then I trickle in some other emails when I'm running promotions or challenges. Right now, we're doing a fun challenge in my Facebook group about just kind of like everyday things, posting, how close we are to our goals and dreams, what is helping us, what is not helping us, who do we need help and support from, because I firmly believe that we weren't meant to do this life alone. So that's why I love community. That's one of my most favorite things. So I would love to hear your thoughts, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, you have a beautiful day, evening, or night, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.